video, I'm going to teach you how to handle a rent payment paid via Venmo and a fee subtracted, and how you would post that correctly in your QuickBooks Online. All right, let's get started. Okay, hi everybody. I'm Laurie from Hudson Valley Bookkeeping, and today we're going to talk about receiving a payment via either Venmo or some other type of payment app that gives you a net deposit. I just had a client who was not a landlord, but it had to do with Venmo. And he sent me a message saying, I received a payment from a customer but Venmo took out a fee, and how am I going to deal with this shortage of the payment? And he was asking me, should I make a credit memo? And so we went back and forth. And so I'm going to teach you what I told him to do. And this, and why would you be willing to maybe pay a Venmo fee? So, I mean, perhaps you have a tenant that is very slow and they mail a check and it's not after the 10th or so forth. And you're, constantly having an issue, especially also younger generations really like these things like Venmo or Zelle. And some of these have fees, some don't. So I will teach you how to handle the issue of a shorter amount in your deposit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you is I only teach in accountant view. So you would just click your gear icon up here on the right, and here yours is going to probably say switch to accountant view, and then you can follow along. Okay, so if you go to accounting, chart of accounts, the first thing I'm going to do is create a Venmo fee. So I'm going to click new. And I'm going to put this up, click expenses. I'm going to say cost of goods sold. This tax form section really doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. And then I'm going to say here Venmo fees, because it's directly off your bottom line. This is not overhead. And that's why I'm choosing up in a cost of goods sold section. Okay. So now all we have to do, like my client was asking me, he was worried about receiving only the net amount and then having to write the rest of the invoice off with a credit memo. But in theory, they really did pay you the full rent amount. It's just that the processor kept a piece of the money. So I'm going to show you how I would do it. So let's go over here to a customer. We're just going to receive a full rent amount. So let me go find someone. Okay, so here we have this invoice for $1,950. So what we would do is receive the payment. Okay, so we're going to receive the payment. We're just going to say it's today. It doesn't really matter when I made this. This is a sample file. And look here, you could even add a new payment method and say Venmo, right? Okay, but the important thing to remember is you cannot deposit it straight to checking to do this fee amount. Okay, so you're going to go down to, okay, it used to be called undeposited funds, but they have now renamed it payments to deposit. You could be looking at your QuickBooks and it may say undeposited funds. Sometimes they're creating this account, payments to deposit, is like a dumbed down version of like trying to make accounting sound more normal. Okay, so anyway, we're going to choose either undeposited funds, depending on your QuickBooks, or payments to deposit. All right, so here we go. We chose Venmo. We're going to click the little arrow to save and close. Okay. Go up. You're going to click that new button in the top left. Fourth column over, pick bank deposit. Okay. So now look, here's our payment. And I don't even have a calculator, so I'm just going to say it's $5 because it really doesn't matter. We're going to go here, Venmo fees. And then here, we're going to do a -5. And see what this is doing Now, if you had like 5 Venmos, you just receive all 5 payments and then put the total that they withheld for your deposit. So see what this did is by doing this negative line item, we're getting to the actual net deposit that's going to show up at your bank account. And we didn't mess with the fact that the tenant paid in full. It's only that the fee is a net fee. So also, like sometimes depending on if you're using credit card and ACH processing, you could have a processor who gives, and this is the best way, who gives you all the money and then they immediately take the fee. Like as soon as like they deposit it, they take the fee. It's so much easier to tie out accounts receivable that way. But then there's like this Venmo, Square credit card, same thing. They only give you net deposit. So by doing a negative line item here, you are getting a correct net deposit without having to go and make credit memos and make things so much more complicated. So now we're just going to click down here, save and close. And I'll show you what this did. Okay, reports, profit and loss. I'm just going to do today's date because what I'm trying to show you is how this affected everything. Okay, so we're going to go cash basis. Okay, so here was the full amount, right, that was received. And then take away the $5 for the fees. And I'm keeping that up in your cost of goods sold because it really has something to do right with the rental income. So this is taking it away, giving you net income of $19.45. So you could do this with any type of processor who is doing a net deposit. And you could make all the codes different. Like maybe you have some that are Square, maybe you have some that are PayPal, Venmo, anything like that. Or let's say a property manager receives all of your rents and then takes out their fee before they give you they send the money into your account. That's another one where you would just do a negative line item for that thing. So let me just do that one just to show, just like as a bonus for anyone that has property managers. Okay. I think I have that code already. All right, so we'll just receive it against one invoice, right? Again, we're going to do payment to deposit, save and close. You're going to click new, bank deposit. Okay, and again, property management fee. See, and I have this up in cost of goods. That's where you should have it. And like, let's say it's $100. I'm just making things up. Oops, wrong. I'm sure you're like, I wish. Okay, look, so you have to check that box. So make sure you do that. So we have the full amount of the rent, take away a property management fee. Here's what the property manager is transferring to your bank account or sending you. Same exact thing. This helps you deal with the net because property manager never gives you the full amount that I have seen. They're going to always take their fee out before they hand you the money. You could also do it if the property manager took money for repairs and maintenance. Let's say we're not tying a property management escrow account. There's plenty of reasons like that might not happen. It just depends. Let's say you had to pay a plumber. They paid a plumber for you. You could just say, you know, plumber paid by property manager. Usually have an escrow account, but this is just, you could also do this if the tenant had some sort of expense, right? Like they paid a plumber to come and fix the toilet and you said just take it off the rent. So a lot of this is about like rent being shorted for like a legitimate purpose and or a credit card fee, a Venmo fee, property manager fee. So this is a lot about, you know, you getting a net rent of some amount, but that the actual rent is paid in full. All right, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, you can always send it to hello@hbookkeeping.com. Our company, Hudson Valley Bookkeeping, specializes in real estate bookkeeping. All right. I hope you have a great day.